From Africa to America, strange, perfectly straight lines carve through nations and across continents. Ever looked at a world map and wondered, why are so many borders straight? Who drew these lines, and what were they thinking? In an age before satellites or drones, when maps were still being filled in, diplomats and surveyors needed a simple way to define territory. They couldn't always rely on rivers or mountains, especially in places they'd never actually seen. So they used what they understood best from their school books: geometry. Straight lines of latitude and longitude were easy to write down in a treaty and simple to draw on a map. In the corridors of power, straight lines meant simple politics and easy mapping. Let's look at some famous examples. The border between the United States and Canada is the longest international border in the world, and a huge chunk of it is the 49th parallel line of latitude, stretching over 1,000 miles. It cuts cleanly across mountains, forests, and plains, a border literally written in degrees. Now, let's turn to Africa. At the Berlin Conference of 1884, European powers gathered not to explore, but to divide, with little regard for the thousands of cultures, languages, and communities on the ground. They literally took out rulers and drew lines on a map. This colonial logic, prioritizing European convenience over African reality, created countries where rival groups were forced together and unified cultures were split apart. A similar story unfolded in the Middle East. During World War I, British and French diplomats secretly carved up the Ottoman Empire with the Sykes-Picot Agreement. One of the most infamous lines was described as running from the Ian Acre to the last K in Kirkuk. This arbitrary line in the sand helped create the modern borders of Iraq, Syria, and Jordan, laying the groundwork for decades of instability. These neat, mathematical lines might look clean on a map, but on the ground, they have caused chaos for over a century. They often split communities, separate tribes from their ancestral lands, and cut off access to vital resources like water. Many modern conflicts, from border disputes in North Africa to ethnic tensions across the Middle East, can be traced directly back to these supposedly neutral decisions made by men in far-off rooms. They weren't neutral at all. They were acts of power. So, the next time you look at a globe, remember that maps are not neutral. They are political decisions drawn in ink. Those straight borders you see aren't natural features of the Earth. They are the legacy of politics, haste, and human geometry scars of history that continue to shape our world in profound ways today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy untangling the world's mysteries, be sure to subscribe to World Unpacked for more. See you next time.